You're live on these channels, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
We're already live on this one.
On both of them. We're just waiting for the IG one.
Okay.
Can I do this? You want to hit this one too?
Don't want to hit it?
With that cleaning cord.
Oh. I'm like,
No, up here.
I know. Now I understand what you mean.
Thank you.
Or you could put.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hey, Gary. Hey, Kim.
Hello, people. How are we?
We are good. I'm good.
We are great.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Conversations Overheard.
Yes. We are talking tonight about The Sixth Sense.
The movie?
I wish. I haven't even seen it. Probably the
It's
only person.
amazing. I know, right? So you don't get a lot of the Sixth Sense movie jokes. Do you know what
No.
you don't even know what it's about?
Right.
No.
Yeah, don't read about it. Just see it.
Yeah.
See where you can see it, and
Maybe
make it
I'll
happen.
look for it tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I know I have a
But we're
Sixth
not-
Sense.
Yes, we're not talking about the movie. And so you have Sixth Sense?
Do I have one?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you said. You
Yeah,
have. Yeah.
I absolutely do. And I tend to listen to it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you always?
I think I have.
Okay.
I think I am a big energy kind of person, and so when I feel like I'm not supposed to be in a certain place,
Mm-hmm.
I leave. I mean, like I feel like something bad is awaiting,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just leave. That's one way.
Yeah.
But the other way is when I meet people. It's either something that I'm very attracted to, or I'm pretty much like repulsed by. Yeah, or just like I don't belong in this setting, or with this person, or in this environment. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been places and I feel, and I would go and I'm sitting back and I feel like, yeah, this is not my tribe, this is not my vibe, and I
Mhm.
feel like I shouldn't be here.
Yep.
So I will get up and leave. I'm not going to make my rounds and say goodbye. I will get up and walk out the door.
What about you?
So,
I mean, you mentioned energy, and I'm a great reader of energy, and I can feel energy that draws me in. I can feel the magnetism of it, or using your word, I can feel the repulsion of it. I don't know that I necessarily have a sixth sense because I've been trying to win the lottery forever.
can I stop you and have it bring that microphone
Oh,
over?
yeah.
I
Sure.
moved it
Gotcha.
because we were standing
Gotcha.
over there.
So I don't know that I have necessarily a sixth sense, but I do feel like I'm a very competent reader of energy.
Mm-hmm. I feel like every company has like a fraud department. You know what I mean? I mean, they do. I don't care how small or how big. Everybody has, they do background checks. They make sure that you are who you say you are, kind of situation. And in your friendship groups, you kind of make your own fraud department. This is my fraud department right here. You know what I mean? I'm going to run it by. Does that make sense? Does that sound legit?
And that's a good thing to do because I think that it is wise as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite phrases is I'm too old not to listen to my inner voice, and inner voices are there to guide you. Now, do we always listen to our inner voices? No, sometimes. Like I believe it's your truest sense of intuition or sixth sense is like the first thought. But sometimes like our past experiences, our emotions can like change our mind. Like no, maybe that type of thing. But really, I think our gut instincts will never lead us wrong. But it's a good idea to like run things by people.
Yeah.
For sure.
I want to ask you all.
Yeah, I see your wheels spinning.
No, and in your respective organizations, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, did you all have a person that was kind of the people reader that they knew if people were sincere or not?
I think we all kind of relied on each other for that. I wouldn't say it was just one person.
Yeah.
When you are in an organization like that, the thing that brings you together is that you have a desire to be in the organization, but you can come from, different cities and different states. You just are different people. You just have a commonality. So, everybody brings something different to the table, but they're all valuable.
The reason I asked that is because my ship, I'll say his name, Dave King, he definitely just was a great reader of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we would joke about it. I'm an alpha, by the way. We would joke about it, and you couldn't, until you passed the Dave King test, you couldn't get in. And Dave was one of those unique people. I guess we understood it, even though we probably couldn't have verbalized it at that point.
Okay.
And Dave was one of those unique people that he got along with everybody. But Dave was also not afraid to tell you that, nah, not him. Not now, not ever.
Is he still good? Do you still keep in contact with him?
Oh, absolutely.
Does he still have that sixth sense about people?
I don't know that I'm checking for it because, there's nobody trying to get in.
No, I mean just about people, not about for your organization, but just...
We see each other a lot,
Okay.
but we see each other so infrequently enough that when we're together, we're like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? It's really from that level. It's not about other things. It's hey, and I mean, we have a lot of the same hobbies. He's a tremendous cook. So, we're always talking about that. He has tremendous toys, so we're always talking about toys. So we never really get a chance to talk about people.
Okay.
But he really, 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 truly has that ability, or had that ability in that time. And I mean, it was beneficial because, you want everybody to be in your organization that you like. And
Not me.
Well, that I like.
I mean, I could like you, but that doesn't mean I think that you would have been a great Delta.
See, you were discerning then. I wasn't. You my boy. You cool. You good. You in.
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm. I don't think anybody in our chapter was like that.
See,
it was hard to get in.
Y'all was on. Well, it was easy to get online. It was still hard to get in for us. So,
but yeah,
it was a very necessary skill, and that's somebody that I recognize because I mean we know a lot of old souls that are that are really great at just seeing things. But we were 19, 20 years old, 17, 18 even. And he had that ability and wasn't afraid to use it. I mean, it was, hey, no, yes. And he was cool enough with everybody to where you had to respect it even if you didn't like it.
I'm going to make a comment on this and then I'm going to take it back to the kind of relationship thing. But I wish, honestly, that we had a reader like that because, I mean, if you think about it, if that was the case, then a lot of trouble wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
A lot of people who shouldn't have been where they were,
mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have gone down paths that we went down. Let's just leave it like that. If everybody had that discerning spirit when it came to that.
Or if we had or if you all had a person that everybody listened to.
But that's a lot of responsibility on a person because if something goes awry, well, it's your fault now because you didn't figure out that this person was a lunatic. You know what I mean? But yeah, blame it on her. Blame it on him.
We couldn't even spell awry if you spotted us the A. You know what I'm saying?
You spotted us the A.
That's crazy. That's funny, but that's crazy.
But we do have that little person sitting on our shoulders.
We do.
We do have a little person that whispers to us and says, well, for women, cross the street. There's something coming that, or we get invited somewhere to a party or an event or a club, and it's like, I want to go. But it's like, you know what? Something is telling me not to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes something tells you that somebody is a good person, and sometimes you often feel like, I don't really care for so and so. I don't know why. I just don't really care for them.
It's something, that's
Yeah.
true. We have this conversation
Yeah.
a lot. And they could be the nicest person in the world. But for me, I feel like I can detect if something is not authentic or genuine about somebody. If it's forced or if it's just manufactured, I feel like I can feel that. My body feels it. And I feel like I'm having a visceral response to that kind of energy. It's not inviting for me. But before I lose my thought,
had a response.
In a relationship aspect of it, you had made a comment that if you follow your first intuition, it typically won't lead you wrong. And I believe that. But I also believe that when it comes to our sixth sense, you know, we're human. We want what we want. We want who we want. We want the things that we want. And when we want it. And so when that sixth sense says, this is not for you, that is the choice that we are, faced with. Do we listen to it or do we follow the flesh? This is what we want, though.
One of the five senses: the flesh, the touch, the
right. Even though our sixth sense has said this is dangerous, this is not good for you, move away. I mean, it may even be black and white. It's wrong. Don't do it. Danger. Whatever it is, it's on fire, and you still like, I still want to see how hot that flame is.
I'm going to be the one person out of 100 that wins.
I'm fireproof, right? But we have to ask ourselves at this old age, is it worth losing everything that you have, whatever that might be, for something that isn't good for you? Do you defy common sense that says don't do it, or do you just say, you know what, hell, I only got one life to live, let me just jump in the flame again?
I mean, losing everything, it's not even that much. I mean, it's like now at this point in the game, it's a situation where I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to waste time.
right.
That I don't have time to waste. I don't have, before, I mean, I would have all of these seasonal relationships. I had a summer fling, a winter fling.
Oh yeah, because it's cuffing season now.
Yeah, but I don't have that time to waste.
Right.
I'm
with you on that.
I can't put 3 months into something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't put 6 months into something and I know.
Right.
So, or if something I might not even know. If I'm, 70% is passing. So if I got a 70% bad feeling, we good. I can miss. I'm all right.
You okay with taking the L? Yeah.
Not the L, because a lot of stuff that is going to be wrong, it goes wrong. And we all have that person in our life that we didn't do it, and we see that person now in modern day life, and we're like, God is real. Thank you so much. So it's not an L, it's a, man, and not everything is for you in that space and time.
Mm-hmm.
But people look at things, and this is how they rationalize bad decision making, as opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is an opportunity. You could spend things however you want to spend it to make yourself feel better, and make yourself feel like this is an okay thing for me to do. So when I say take a L, it's like walking away from an opportunity that really wasn't an opportunity. But
opportunity cost.
Exactly.
And yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's funny because you see so many people, or I let me not speak for everyone, but I see so many people that I felt like, man, I can't live without them. And I look at them and I'm like, man, I probably couldn't have lived with them either.
Right.
And that's, and for whatever reason, some of it was that, I tried my hardest and it didn't work. Some of it was that I did listen to my first mind and was like, nah.
And sometimes it's just all that glitter ain't gold.
Yeah, then there's that.
I think as we get older too, I think that we make decisions, our priorities are different. Things
For
that
sure.
we were willing to overlook in
Yeah.
our past, we're like, nah, that's a deal breaker for me. things that, we all have found out that we're not really good repair people. We can't put someone back together that's broken.
So then that's to me is it's more than just a sixth sense. It's intuition with experience. So it's not just like a gut feeling. It's like, you know what? I know this because I've experienced this. This is a familiar situation. So it's not just.
But your sixth sense has a maturation process. The older you get, the stronger this. So
right.
it's all.
So yeah. So it's not just. It's not just like an immediate like, oh, this is my gut feeling. It's my gut feeling plus wisdom plus experience. So, and when you don't listen to that, you can wind up in trouble. Or repeating the same mistakes from here to infinity, right?
And sometimes your experiences are yours, but I learn from other people's experiences.
And a smart person does.
I'm like,
you can learn from other people's
absolutely.
experiences.
I saw what happens when you do that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not doing that.
Like when they have you seen those reels when they are trying to get the baby to eat the vegetables, so they hit the doll that doesn't eat the vegetables, and then the baby is like, okay, let me eat these vegetables because I don't want to get hit. But so not exactly the best, or the nicest thing to do to kids, but it is the baby's intuition is like, I need to eat these, whatever mommy is
trying
feeding
to get hit.
me. I'm not trying to get hit. So yeah, it's you learn.
You do learn
from other people's experiences
and mistakes.
Yeah, if you're smart.
Yeah.
That's that's the way that it should work. And I think that, getting older is so important because, we learn not to repeat our mistakes. We learn to learn through others. Sometimes we want to star in the movie and then we find out later, you know what, I'm just sit over here with my popcorn and I'm going to watch the movie. I don't even have to star in it. I don't need to be an extra. I don't need to be the leading actor. I don't need to be the victim or the villain. I'm good exactly where I'm at. And I think a lot of that is just maturity and seeing things. Because, people can give me a bad vibe and it reminds me of another person that gave me a bad vibe. And that's enough for me to cut it off, to be like, I'm good. Miss me.
Yeah. You're like, this is way too familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I saw that movie. Right.
I'm not trying to be in the sequel.
Right.
So it's, that is the great thing about life. If you do it the right way, that you can learn to listen to your inner voice, your sixth sense. You can not continue to make the same mistakes. Just because it's a buffet, that don't mean that you have to go back and back and back. One time can be enough.
Yeah, I often think about people who have spent their whole lives not, going down the path of, trying a drug that can make them addicted, and then, they get to a big old age and then they try it. And I'm like, but you've got 100 friends that have done this, that it didn't bode well for them. You know what I mean? Why would you do this? Because you know how this story ends, right? But people will rationalize,
I'm going to be the first person that wins on meth.
But then sometimes, people are not always as strong as they once were because of other circumstances. Life happens and then you're vulnerable. And then you meet somebody who takes advantage of that vulnerability. And then before you know it, you can be led astray down a road of
destruction,
emotional,
loss,
financial, everything.
Right.
Your health is at risk, It's a lot of things there. But it's very interesting when you have friends and they come to you and they ask you your advice about the sixth sense that they're having. They're like, well, what do you think about this? And you give them your honest, response, and you're like, yeah, I see danger too.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and still play with fire.
But I don't give advice for that
they asked
reason.
you, though. Not unwarranted, not unsolicited.
Does that bother you when people don't take your advice?
Only
if they've asked you?
Only if you want to come to me and then cry about what has happened. Because I would be like, it's got to come out. I did tell you this. We've had this conversation. And so it's really difficult for me to manufacture a whole nother soliloquy of words to make you feel better when I've already told you. When I'm talking to people, I'm gonna talk about if you do it, if you don't do it, the pros, the cons. This is how it's gonna end. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. Now, if you don't ask me, that's a whole nother story. But if you come to me with, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. How come you can't believe it? Did we not have a conversation? You really can't believe it? I'm going to be there for you, but I'm not going to pretend like we didn't talk about it and I spent 3 hours of my time on the phone with you about this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to have to deal with it like adults. But, yeah.
I don't give advice for that reason. If somebody asks me something, I'll tell you what I would do and what works for me.
But that's advice.
But I don't tell you what you should do.
That's still advice.
Because they're asking you, what would you do? Right. Yeah. It's like.
but I mean, when a person is asking you, what would you do? They're asking you, what should I do? It's never a person saying, well, I'm doing a study. I'm going to get my doctorate.
But if they say, what would you do? They're wanting to know because
they want to know.
Superimposing themselves.
But even when a person says, hey, I'm thinking about, and I'm like, man, I can't give you advice on that, but here's what I would do, or here's what I wouldn't do. And I always, preface it with, but keep in mind, something you could swim through might drown the hell out of me, or vice versa. Something that you in there doing a backstroke,
that's just a disclaimer.
Yeah,
that you're throwing in there, but it's still advice. Yeah,
but I try not to, especially in the situation. I'll be very specific. When a person is like, man, I'm thinking about leaving my wife, I don't know what that's like. I don't have advice for you on that.
I was going to say, who would come to you about... No, I'm not... What do you mean? I mean, that's like me asking you...
Who in their right mind?
That's like a woman asking you, what should I do for my period? You've never had a period? Why would somebody come to you about menstrual cramps?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know what the heck I mean. Don't get all sensitive. What? I'm just saying.
You Marvin him. Oh, boy.
It just makes no sense.
No, but contrary to what you might believe, lots of people, men and women, have had that conversation with me. And I tell them, and I tell them a number of things. I tell them, hey, not only should you not listen to me, but you shouldn't listen to someone who hasn't had trouble in their marriage.
Right. Well,
if you're having problems, talk to somebody that had problems. Talk to somebody
who got to the other side of that,
or didn't get to the other side, but tried everything in the process.
The other side is it could be with them or without them, but they got to the other side, right?
But I'm not necessarily the person to give you sage advice in that situation.
Right, I get that.
I can talk to you about human nature. I can talk to you about right and wrong. I can talk to you about good and bad.
Correct.
But I don't have a dog in the race, and I've never had a dog in the race of marriage. So I'm not really the person to talk to about that.
But you know what? People are going to talk to the people that they trust. It doesn't matter if you don't have any siblings and they want to talk to you about their sister or brother relationship. Mm-hmm. They're going to talk to somebody that they feel like they can trust and that could counsel them in a way that they aren't going to put themselves in a bad position. They trust you. I'm not saying that they may take your advice, but they're asking you because they feel like you're level-headed, you're rational, you're objective, and you aren't probably an asshole. So
one of the things that I've learned though is that my true inner circle, they operate from a place of transparency. They generally tell me the truth about what happened.
Yeah.
I have many people who share their version of the story or the story that reflects best on them. Mm-hmm. They'll give me, and they may be totally truthful, but I'm only getting 30% of the story.
I can see that.
And that other 70% was the parts that, that were creatively edited out. And, man, that's it's a waste of my time to even listen to it.
Right.
Creatively edited out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that she's leaving you, but you didn't tell me that she's having a baby with her sister. That would have been critical information to know.
Oh my God.
Right.
So people, they'll give you that information. But my inner circle of friends, men and women, they tend to operate from a place of, yeah, I did kind of do this, but I can't take that, and they don't sugarcoat things with me, and they tell me generally what's going on.
I think it's fair, even though that you haven't been married. I don't think that is like the worst thing in the world for someone to ask you about, like, because you know them, the person, and you know how they feel and act and react. So I think that's probably why you get a lot of people coming to you, because you are a good friend to a lot of people. In retrospect, sometimes you can ask someone who has had a lot of experience in a situation, and it's hard to talk to them because they think they are the authority and the expert, and it gets difficult to talk to someone who thinks they know it all about your life and what what I mean. Sometimes that's not what you need. You want somebody who's a little bit more objective about things. So
I wish I could use my sixth sense for the lottery.
I don't know if it works that way. I think that's ESP.
Or ESPN. No, that's a joke. It's a joke.
That went over my head. But
I wouldn't want my husband to go to a person who's never been married for marital advice. I wouldn't want that at all, unless he was going to a person who is a professional, like who has been trained in relationship counseling or something. I wouldn't want him to go to a person. Yeah.
When my sister was married and I wasn't married, she still talked to me about things because I'm her sister. You know what I mean? And so she trusted me to talk to her about just, you know what I mean?
That's a little different because you're
but
siblings. Yeah, I do. I think so because you're family. It's different,
but you have chosen family, too.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I don't think that you guys would ever understand because neither one of you have been married. But I think that if you were married, you would not want your spouse to go to a person who's been. If you wouldn't want your husband to go to a man who's been single all their lives, I almost said dating advice, for marital counseling. That just would make no sense. You probably wouldn't want that. But your sister coming to you and talking to you, and we're so off topic, I realize that. But your sister coming to you and talking to you, I think is totally different.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it
and
is
sometimes
not.
if people are talking to you, not really for advice, they just wanted to say it. They wanted a sounding board. They just want to hear themselves talk out their thought process.
And they want to be received. They want to be
know
heard,
right.
and they want
that
to
they're not crazy. Does this make sense
sure.
to me? Yeah.
Like, am I batshit
And it's
crazy
not.
or
It's
not?
not. And it's not a bad thing, to say like, oh, I'm talking to that somebody came to you. I'm not. I laughed because I was just like, are you serious? I didn't know you were serious, but you were. So sorry. Taking that back.
Why would anybody
ever
talk to you
or the next?
or the next? Oh my goodness. But anyway, back to the sixth sense in relationships. I feel like, in dating relationships, we have got to pay attention to what our mind and what our inner voice is saying about people, because you say you don't want to waste time. I don't want to ever, or anybody that I love, to be put in a situation where it could be dangerous and harmful. You have to, if you feel like you're dealing with somebody who isn't being truthful and they aren't telling you the full story about who they are, walk away. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. And the ability, one of the things about aging is that your ability to rebuild yourself becomes diminished over time.
Yeah.
You can pick up the pieces at 20 and start all over again. You can do it kind of at 30. At 40, you kind of like, okay, I don't want to do that no more. And at 50, I think after 50, it's hard to really just start all over again. I'm just going to rebuild everything. And even if it's not everything,
It is.
most things.
It's hard. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
No.
But, I mean, at 20, you know, you change careers, you change cities, you can change a
You
whole
quit a
bunch of
job
stuff.
and you don't have a job.
Right, you can do all kind of high wire stuff. But when you get to be 50, you know, your ability to bounce back from stuff is diminished. Your ability to just, you know, to find your way and to be like, okay, I'm willing to go
But
back
let
to
me
the
ask you
beginning.
this question: there are people right now in our age group that are divorcing, that are having to rebuild, to start over, to reinvent themselves. Not because they wanted to do it, but this is the cards that were dealt, and they're dealing with them. So I don't feel like it's, you know, at 50, oh well, you just, you know what, just lay on down and die. You know, it's gonna be too hard. No, pick your marbles up, go find somewhere
He
else
didn't
to.
say that. Is that how you took it?
Yeah, like
Oh.
it's too hard. Like
I'm
to,
not
No,
saying
he was
it's
just saying it's
very difficult.
It's difficult.
It's difficult.
It
It's
is.
not easy.
but it's doable. And for
I'm
all
not-
the people
I'm
out
not- I'm
there
not saying
starting
it's
over,
I'm not
He
saying
said
it's
that.
impossible.
He said it's not impossible.
I'm like, y'all gonna be okay.
No, it's not.
Don't
It's
give
not,
up.
It's definitely not
No, it's
impossible,
not
and
impossible.
and we all know someone that has done it. You know, probably in the last 3 or 4
Well,
years.
you guys know I did it. I divorced
Yes.
in my 50s and moved out of a house and changed careers, and I did.
And you're happy. You're super happy.
I know. So, but that's what he's saying. He was saying that it's not.
He
It's
said
not-
it's easy in your 20s. It's okay in your 30s, but by the time you get to your 50s, man, it's
it's
just
difficult.
It is difficult.
it's
It's
difficult.
not
and-
impossible. He said that.
right.
You're
I
saying the
didn't-
same thing.
It
You're
didn't
just more
sound that way.
passionate.
It didn't
You're just
sound
more
that way to me.
passionate.
I'm sorry if
Yeah.
I didn't come off like that, but
I'm like, whoa.
no,
You need to
no,
get
no,
up
no.
and do like a little jump or some pom poms because you're not passionate enough.
I'm gonna work on that.
You're saying you are. As a third
But-
party who's listening to both of you, you're saying the
But-
same things.
I'm not saying it's impossible, and I certainly, we all know someone that has done it or is doing it, however that works. But it's definitely difficult once you get to be 50. It's not the same. You know, your bounce back game is not the same as it was earlier in life, and that's all I'm saying.
I still think it's like you say all the time. It's still a great time to be a man. I think it's even at 50. I think their bounce back game is quite all right. They rebound and like 3-point, all of that.
But see,
I don't see it being difficult. It might be more difficult for a woman from the dating perspective, but I was thinking more like rebuilding your life, finding another career. I feel like with the way the world is set up now, where everything is, you know, on the internet, you can start these careers with social media, you can do all these things. I feel like if you choose to make it hard, it will be hard. If you make a decision that I'm going to find my way, then you're going to find your way. You can will your way. That's
That's
how I
true.
feel.
no, I
That's called
definitely,
manifestation.
100%.
I definitely think that. I mean, it's not, you know, when you get to be 50, it's not like over.
Please don't say it's all right. but yeah.
But
Although society and the media would like to have you thinking that when you get to a certain age, it's over. You're like dust and loafers.
That ageism BS, yeah. Mm.
But you know,
Dust.
someone once said that you're as old as you feel, and that is really true. Because I mean, I know at, you know, let's say a benchmark age of 50, I thought, you know, 50 when growing up, I thought like when you got to be 50, it was like, man, you better start getting right with the Lord because you
Right.
ain't long for this.
I know.
And so when you see 50 and now 60, you know,
Yeah.
it took me 3 months to be able to say that.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
because my vision of 60 was like
Decrepit.
with a cane and
The crypt keeper.
yeah, you know, 28 bottles of medicine, and you know, man, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
same.
not like that. I mean, just this weekend, one of my frat brothers called me and was like, "Man, I need some help taking a file cabinet up the stairs." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I go over there.
Is he our age?
Yeah, he's actually older than me.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm like, "Man, dude, I'll get the heavy part," and I'm taking it up the stairs, and it's like cool. And I'm thinking like, man, he's 60 whatever, I'm 60 whatever. And it wasn't that big of a thing. But my vision of, you know,
You're younger.
before I turned 60
Yeah.
was like, look, pops, just go and pay somebody. You too old for this. But it's not. It took a lot to get to that point, and just to be able to say it. And I'm just getting, my birthday was in March. You all were there, but I'm just getting to the point now, some 5-6 months later, where I'm comfortable in saying it.
This new decade.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny. I thought about that yesterday. I was like, wow. And I was thinking about you. I was like, wow. One of these days you're going to be 60.
I know. I'll be 60 in a year.
Yeah.
It comes home even more. And I mean, shout out, rest in peace to Ron Carroll and to Keith Nunnally. But, just going through that thing right now.
Yeah.
And, wow. I mean, now, you want to claim all of this other stuff like 60. You still young. You got a lot more left. And you see it being taken away from you.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, for me, just to verbalize it, it took everything. And it took me at least 90 days, I promise you. So, my sixth sense, I'm definitely willing to use it. I definitely want to use it to my advantage. I don't want to go through anything that I don't have to go through.
I mean, but, like, for you personally, 60, I think it's brought a lot of good things for you. You have a great relationship. You have your partner in a
Thriving
growing
business, a thriving
chain.
business.
Yeah,
It has great onion rings and vegan shakes.
absolutely. I mean, you know what I mean. So 60 has been
I'll put you
really
on the
good for you.
No, I'm not bemoaning it in any way. I mean, it has definitely been a good time, but it's not what I thought it would be. I thought, and I thought it would be a lot worse.
I know. I'm just saying that in respect to starting over, reinventing yourself, and just it's been really good from my vantage point. Looking,
Yep.
I mean, as the principal star in this movie, it has been good. It has been very, very, very good.
I mean, it's kind of like weight loss. As you get older, it's harder to lose it. But all three of us are in our late 50s, and all three of us have lost weight.
we have yeah.
So,
Well, I know we've been in the gym.
Yeah.
Carrie, I think you just been working your ass off.
but it still happened. 'Cause
Yes.
I wouldn't have lost weight, not a single pound, around onion rings all the time. And
But-
look at you.
You are very disciplined.
a general manager at, can I say the name?
Yeah, you absolutely
Wait, okay,
can.
at Fat Burger and losing weight. I would be big as a house.
Because you look
But
good. You look good and lean.
The thing that I did do, since I've been at Fat Burger, and I did not get up to my goal, because my goal every year is to ride 80 miles in one trip.
To ride the bike.
Ride the bicycle, 80
Okay.
miles. 40.
Peloton?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, your physical bike.
My physical bike.
Okay.
And I mean, I only could get up to 20 miles. But
That's good.
I did it. I did it consistently, and it was my stress reliever. And I'm all off topic. Y'all gonna kill me.
No, it's
But-
okay.
We are, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
But it was my stress reliever. It helped. It definitely helped out a lot.
That's good. I didn't even know you were doing that. That's
Actually,
really
I
good.
didn't either. Yeah. You wore a helmet?
I wouldn't have either. We didn't wear We don't wear that.
Miss
helmets.
Mother?
We didn't wear
Nurturer?
helmets growing up. I wouldn't have worn a helmet.
Oh my
either.
I didn't
gosh.
have one that matched my bike.
Even
I'm
back-
joking.
I've been a helmet, the knee pads, the elbow pads,
in
the
bubble wrap.
the teeth
Nope.
guard,
And I'd
right.
been out there in
and bubble
shorts
wrap, right?
and a tank top.
When Zeus was younger, I took him on a bike
Yeah.
ride with me. And so, I have to have him on a leash.
Your killer dog.
And he saw something, and he went for it, and he took me all up in the bushes. He is not a killer.
He tried to kill me.
He was just coming to tell you he was cute.
Killer. Cujo. I know we're way off topic.
Yeah.
We were talking about the sixth sense. If you just joined us, we were talking about the sixth sense and just instinctively using your instincts and your intuition and your gut, whatever you want to call it, your inner voice, and knowing whether something is good or bad for you, whether it's for you or not. Learning from other people's mistakes, learning from your own mistakes, whether your intuition is going to lead you correctly, which I think we pretty much agreed that your first gut feeling is typically right. And sometimes you can get a little off track with emotion and experience and things like that. But do we all agree that you should listen to your inner voice?
Definitely.
Yep. I think you should listen to your inner voice, and I think you should, if you are having a difficult time doing that, I think you should just like really pray for clarity, because sometimes you're like, was that really it? Did I really hear what I thought I heard, or am I feeling this really, or is it just me? You're trying to talk yourself out of what you really know, so that you can have what you really want.
Pray for clarity is what Janae said, and I totally believe that. I believe in praying to God or whomever you think is your higher power, praying to God for clarity. I believe in sitting still in a space and just talking things out, meditation. For me, sometimes it's driving in my car. I have long drives to work, and I'll just turn the music off. I stop giving the car concert, and I will talk to God about what it is that I need, or what it is that, or just giving my thanks. And actually, for whatever reason, I seem to look at my my watch or at numbers. 1111. My angel number is 1111, which and 666. And at those times, I will give thanks. I don't ask for anything. I just give thanks for everything that I'm thankful for at 1111, and
I'm gonna play it in the lottery tomorrow.
1111.
You've been asking for these numbers, man.
Yeah.
You just got
so
some
you see
angel
repetitive numbers.
Yeah.
Those are your angel numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm spiritual. Now look at symbolism.
I want to thank everybody that came out to our in-person.
Oh my goodness.
We
Yes.
had a good time.
We
Our
really
time
did have
was
a great
had.
time. We did. We
So
did.
what date was that? It was
The 14th of September.
September
Sunday.
Oh, it's during his birthday. September 14th. We had we came back from hiatus from our in-person event, and we had a great in-person event at Fat Burger in Chatham. And
On the patio.
On the patio
Very nice.
outside. The weather couldn't have been more perfect.
It was glorious.
It was wonderful. We
It
talked
really
about
was.
our topics were sexual discipline and snooping.
And snooping.
And it was wonderful. So people were very participatory. Folks had a whole lot to say about sexual
man.
discipline.
A whole lot to say
A whole
about
lot
snooping
to say.
too. It was,
It did.
Yeah, it
And
was.
that was the part. I mean, everyone was informed. They were willing to speak their points and stand on them.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was very easy for us because we were kind of, we put the topics out there. We said a little something.
And didn't guide them.
Right. And they just were putting it out there.
It rode the wave of cheating
It-
for a long time, and then to celibacy.
Yeah.
Just went different. Yeah.
But
went different ways.
But they were intelligent. They were able to make their points. They were able to stand on them, to defend
Yeah.
them, or
Yeah.
to accept the fact that this is how I feel and this
Yeah.
is what's important to me. It was really at that point I became sort of obviously I was the host, but I was a participant. I was enjoying the
Yeah.
back and forth. I was enjoying the banter. And that's my tagline. This is your show. Do with it as you will.
It was definitely their show.
Yes.
It was definitely their show.
It was a very good show. So if you are in Chicago or Chicagoland area and you want to participate in our next in-person event, it will be sometime in October.
Yes.
Okay? And we will let you know the venue, the date and the time. We would love to have you.
Absolutely.
Any more announcements?
Nope, just a huge thank you, like Gary said, just for everybody that came out. It was definitely all about you guys, and we appreciate it.
More than you know. Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna put this out here. I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but fellas, it was a lot of great looking women there.
It was. He's
A
right.
whole bunch.
Yes.
He's
And,
right.
and I'm
Check
one
the
man.
photographs out.
I'm one man. One man. I need some help, fellas. Come on now. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
One man, one taken man. Okay. Thank you
All right.
guys
Thank
for tuning
you.
in. We
Yes.
appreciate you. Listen, one more time. If all of you all could just run over to IG and follow our Conversations Overheard webcast page. Conversations Overheard webcast on IG. We'd appreciate it. IG has come up with a new rule that you can't go live unless you have 1,000 followers. So, all of our followers are the big numbers are on Facebook or YouTube, but we need that following on IG so that we can go live from our branded channels. That's what we want to do. So we appreciate it in advance. Thank you so much. And good night.
Hugs.
Deuces.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, sweetheart. It's time to go. Na, 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 na.
Oh, wait, don't say that.
Not that one. But that one to your right.
Oh, shoot. This one?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to come over here and do that one, Jimmy. I'm not messing with that.
I think I'm gonna do a phone snatch tomorrow.
So live on Instagram.
We like your phones.
Comment.
Snatches.
Hi, AC. I know you're in Chicago, AC 72, so I know you need to come on to one of our events.
What did you press though?
I pressed the hamburger up there. I didn't press the X though, because I didn't want to mess up.
It was a hamburger, not the X. It wasn't the hamburger. Okay.
You still laugh, Kim?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.